everything changes.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the Rockstarflipper YouTube channel. Some people wanted to see the process that we do when we process pallets and liquidation. So behind me is basically, this is my old warehouse office space. You guys know years ago, I used to work out of here. It's hot though in the Florida summer. This is just a giant warehouse. There's no air conditioning in here, so we run off of those giant Home Depot fans. I don't like working here. It's one of the reasons that I didn't really stick with it, and so it was just hot, and it's kind of a long drive, but I had to get 18 pallets, 17 and a half pallets in. So I'm gonna walk back here and show you guys. I had to have room for this. There's a lot of other stuff because my buddy Dave has a lot of his stuff in here too. He actually owns the building. He rented it to me, but he's letting me use it right now for these pallets. So let me show you guys. There they are. Now we've already worked on a couple of them, so you won't count 17. There's what, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's a couple more over here. And then there's another one up here. And so we've been just working on them every day. And let me swing back around here for you guys. Basically what we do is we'll just roll one pallet over. And this is just remotes. You know, if you're working on clothes, it might be a different process, but you'll just start going through them. You'll start making bins and pulling them out. And so what we're doing, we sold them in boxes of 100, of course, you guys know, 200, 300. We are sold out, so I apologize. When we get more, we're working on getting some more. I'll put a video out or a post out. Essentially what we do though, after we process these and we pull them out and we clean them up a little bit, get them ready, get rid of the batteries, we start putting them in bins. We sort them by styles, models. If we have a bunch of similar ones so that somebody doesn't get 100 of the same remote, we want you to get a good mix of them. So we do that. We work at tables, and you know, we can put them in, you know, what's good, what's missing a back. We've got rags, we wipe them down. We're getting them in really good shape. And so we could have sold these as is, but I want my customers to have, you know, a good experience and to be able to buy and make money. There's no way that I could list individually 50,000 remotes on eBay, you know, even with help, even with employees and stuff. So it's just not possible. So it's better for us to just sell them at a small profit and let you guys make some money, which is what we did. Sold almost 19,000 remotes out to you guys. But yeah, so you'll just see them pop up. We wipe them down, we clean them off, we throw the junk away. You know, anything that's busted or terrible, we throw it away. There's everything from DVD to VCR, to CD players, to Blu-ray players, to air conditioner, fans, printers, Canon cameras, all kinds of different remotes. You know, we sold the boxes for 125 to 150 per box of 100, so $1.25 plus $1 or $1.50, plus the shipping, which, you know, about 10 cents to 15 cents a remote shipped. So people are into them anywhere from like $1.35, $1.40 up to $1.80. But 100 remotes, if you only sell 50 of them and you can only make $6 a piece, profit now, you're gonna make $300, right? $300 profit on a $150 purchase. You're gonna double your money, and that's only if you sell 50 of the remotes at only a $6 profit. So really, you should be able to sell 75 remotes at an $8 profit. That's $560, $600 profit. So really, you should be doing 3 to 4 times your money. And on bulk purchases, 3 to 4 times your money is really great, especially when it just shows up delivered to your door. Unfortunately, I wish I could sell you guys some more. We're working on it, and when we do, we'll get it. Now, if you were processing clothes, if you're processing shoes, you might have a Gaylord, and you might, you know, not be in such a dirty situation, but, you know, you could do this out of your garage. You could have one delivered to your garage. You could take it inside. You could process it at a table or a room and make lots out of it. You could individually list it. There's lots of ways to do it. So just kind of a back behind the scenes look at how we process when we have pallets come in. Now, those of you that know Drive Time with Dave, he doesn't do anything on a small scale. So he's not okay with buying one pallet of remotes. He wanted me to buy all 17, 18 pallets. So you guys can see this is inventory of drive times that they haven't even been able to process yet. And this is just his storage building. This is not his actual warehouse. This building is about 2,500 to 3,000 square feet. His actual building is 14,000 square feet, plus another 3,000. So, you know, he's working on 20,000 square foot, and you guys can see he buys merchandise like telecom and routers and modems and things. They haven't even processed. A lot of this stuff that's in here is actually his stuff. And he has another building I'll show you in just a second, but likes to do everything on a bigger scale, and so that's what we're working on and that's what we're doing. But there's a little inside look at the warehouse, guys. All right, so I brought you around. That's the building I was just showing you that we're working out of. That's my other car there. Here's Drive Time's building, double doors, his forklift, building all the way down. And if I walked you around, the building is pretty long. It's here, let me see if I can switch modes while I got you. Oh, didn't want to do that. Let me see if I can switch modes while I got you guys on this. Let's take you around, give you a good idea just how big this building is. So there again, it goes all the way down to there. So that's what we're working with. Now again, I don't mind having a building. I don't mind renting from Dave. The thing is, it's kind of a long drive and it's really hot in here. You guys can see it's like 90 degrees today, over 90 in Florida. So I'm looking at some office space a little closer to home. We'll see if I get another one. I don't want to work out of a storage unit. I want to work out of an air-conditioned building. And his building just doesn't do it for me. You know, he's got his company to run out of the main building, so it's kind of not very much room to work out of there. I mean, they ship out hundreds of boxes a day. You can see his loading dock. This will be like his third pickup of the day. So I've got to work on getting another spot. But for now, this works to process these pallets. So that's just kind of an inside look there, guys. All right, so I wanted to give a little wrap up inside of the building. You got to see some behind the scenes, and basically some of the stuff that I'm looking at a little closer to home to get out of that heat and get less time driving every day. And those are some of the things to really think about if you're planning on getting a building. There are really three options. So one is that you can rent a full-on warehouse and office like you just saw there or something along those lines. A lot of people do storage units as a storage place and shipping and inventory. They do all their work at home, and then every morning they get up and go to the storage unit and pack boxes and keep their shipping supplies there, and maybe even a printer or a Wi-Fi with a hotspot, and then they can print their labels. Or they print their labels before they leave the house. If they have all their right weights and dimensions, they go to the storage unit, pack everything up, put it all in the car, and then drive it to the post office on their way home. And so that's kind of how they keep everything out of their house. It was something I thought about when I left the office originally, and now I'm like, not sure I want to do that. So the third option is obviously just working out of your house, out of your garage, which is behind me here, which is what we chose to do. Now we're choosing to go back to option one, potentially, which is the full-on office and warehouse again. Now, the thing about that is it has to be worth the money. So let's say that you're gonna rent a place that's gonna be about $1,000 a month, right? And then you are gonna have to spend money on the electric bill. Maybe you need a $50 a month alarm because you wanna keep your inventory safe. There may be water and trash. There may be other bills, you know, an internet, separate internet that you get for that. There's gonna be a few hundred more dollars in bills. Let's say $400, so $1,400 a month. You have to be able to make enough additional money that you couldn't make working out of your home, or the expense has to be worth you moving it out of your home for stress circumstances to begin with, and also, you know, hoarding in your house. But it has to make not only the $1,400, because that's just the amount to cover that expense. It has to make at least $1,400 more. It has to make exactly what you're spending on it in profit to make it worth it. Let's say that you were making $2,000 extra a month by having the office, as opposed to $1,400 you're spending. You're only making $600. Is that really worth it to spend $1,400, have that lease, have all that responsibility just to make $600? In my professional opinion, and people I've talked about, if you would talk to, you know, Drive Time with Dave, he's going to say 3 to 5 times. I'm saying 2 times, 3 times is really better. So if you're spending 14, you really have to make an additional 28, if not like $4,000 plus $4,200 to cover it all. So that's something to think about when you're figuring out the expense. If you get a storage unit and it's like $200 a month or $150 a month and you're just doing it for storage, know that that's not making you any extra money unless it allows you to buy more to store. So that's how you have to kind of calculate it. Figure out what you're making right now and figure out how much additional inventory you could bring on. Now, if you get a warehouse or an office space and you consider bringing on an employee, let's say the building's 14, you hire an employee for $450 a week, that is another $1,800, payroll tax, $2,000. Now you're at $3,400. You got to make $6,800 or more to cover all of that. So just some things to think about if you decide to get into an office or a building or a storage unit or anything that you decide to do outside of your home. Things I'm thinking about. Again, I've done this up and down, off and on, all through the years. Sometimes I have the overhead, sometimes I don't, sometimes I hate it, sometimes I love it. I never love paying the overhead, but I love having that setup. So we'll see what happens in the coming days, weeks, and months as we grow this wholesale, as we grow the pallets, as I grow everything, how much storage and space we need. Around here, that's what it's gonna cost me, about $1,250 to $1,500 a month for something around 1,000 to 1,200 square feet, and that's going to include like water, trash, electric, and the alarm, and a separate internet. It's going to be about 1,000 for the place, 1,100, and about 300 to 400 for the other bills. Also around here, storage units I think run for a 20 by 10 is about $200. So 200 square feet, $200 is about $1 a square foot. I saw the one that was like 15 by 10, 150 square feet was like $139. So it's pretty close to $1 a square foot for storage units around here. It's not as flexible and it doesn't hold as much that I need. So that's kind of the plan. I appreciate you watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the behind the scenes, and until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.